Okay. Godzilla Part Two, or as it's known right now under the name of Godzilla King of Monsters, the King of the Monsters, whatever, or whatnot. So I decided I'm going to be doing every single Godzilla movie for the next several months. And today I'm going to be doing Godzilla Raids Again, or as it's here in the United States as Gigantus the Fire Monster. Gigantus the Fire Monster. This movie is directed by Miyotoshi Oda, produced by legendary producer Tomoyuki Tanaka, who did a lot of the Godzilla movies, the later Godzilla movies. And this movie tells the story of a fishing company, some pilots going. They're supposed to look for fish in this small coastal city in Japan, and Osaka, to so people can have work and of course food. But they stumble upon the discovery of Godzilla on here, known as Gigantus, a female monster. I'm not exactly sure what the heck that was all about, why he was female on her, but it was, I guess it was the early version. This is and fighting then known as Anguillosaurus, Anguirus, or Anguirus, or Anguilla, whatever the name he goes by. He's still awesome, anyways. And they go, when they see that, they go to Japan and they tell Dr. Yamane, who came on the last original Godzilla movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters from 1954, what they have seen, and that Gigantus and Anguirus are supposed to that are gonna attack Japan. And of course, this is actually the first film where you see this wasn't a versus film, but there was the second film in the series where and so Anguirus is actually the first monster Toho experimented outside of Godzilla a year later because of the success of the original Gojira, that they wanted to make do a sequel. And this movie is known as probably one of the worst of the franchise, but okay, I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on that right now. But I just gave you guys the plot. Okay, so this is actually the first time you actually see the rubber suit battle, and suitmation, as it's known in any Godzilla movie. And some of the battles on here, a lot of the stuff is done. It looks like it's there's not a lot. With suitmation, you have to slow the camera work down because it's gonna look really lame. So a lot of the fight scenes on here look pretty lame because it's not like later films where they have to slow down the fighting because then it looks really fake, really bad. But this is actually the second film I ever bought, because the first Godzilla movie I bought on VHS was Godzilla vs. Gigan, and it was this one, Godzilla Raids Again, Gigantus the Fire Monster. So a lot of the special effects on here are pretty bad. I mean, for 1955, what do you expect is 1955, man? So people who say this movie is really bad, I'm gonna get to that right now. See, and I'll let you guys know. So okay, as far as character development on this movie, the character development is pretty. Back in those days, acting was different, and as far as the dubbing on this movie, it's like a Humphrey Bogart movie. So if you watch this whole film and you watch the dubbing, it's kind of laughable. Yeah, it is pretty laughable. But you love it for it because it's an old film. There's just not. This is the only other Godzilla movie that was in black and white, because by 1962 or 1963 we got the King Kong versus Godzilla, which was filmed in color. So and why Godzilla was female on here, I have no clue. All I know is that he's a she monster on here. Maybe it was. Maybe my theory on it is that this is where Minya comes from. The Manila or maybe Godzilla Godzuki comes from. I'm not quite sure, but just the theory. But okay, this movie is on the surface. To me, it's just a blueprint for what was going to be later known as the Versus series in the Showa era of Godzilla. Probably my favorite era of Godzilla. Because these are the earlier films, some of the most famous ones in the franchise, and it is on the surface, like I said, it's like I said, it's a movie from 1955. What do you expect? What kind of acting are you gonna get on style in those days is just way different than now. Whole lot. Years, 60, 50 year difference, crying out loud. So you're not going to get, it's not like it's going to be it was groundbreaking, but on the surface, I'm gonna. This movie is actually really. I like this movie. I still watch it sometimes. There's a subplot with these three criminals that escape, and then they somehow they cause the monsters to cause blood and cause a fire that it ignites from, because at first Gigantus does not, aka Godzilla, does not is going away because of the flares of the airplanes of the Japanese government, and then he's incited once again, and then he has a battle with anguirus. So I'm gonna give this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a C. I'm gonna give it a C minus because on just because it's probably one of the original and the first of the Versus series, even though it's not a Versus film. That and it's probably one of my second Godzilla movies I ever bought VHS. So I'm gonna give that movie. And I still, it's probably I don't watch this movie as much as some of the other Showa Godzilla movies, but it's like I said, any Godzilla movie is a must see for me. And I'm gonna give Godzilla Raids a C minus because on this just on the sheer ferocity and power of the battle that takes place between Godzilla and anguirus. So that's the payoff for me. And I actually liked a lot of the battles on the movie because Godzilla takes them out with a nice bite to the neck, vampire style. So Godzilla, and they finally get rid of the she monster, and the last scene where you see Kobayashi get killed, and there's this really touching scene that's so 50s that just makes you cringe and laugh at the same time. But like I said, Godzilla, the she monster Gigantus, gets buried in a landslide of ice. Okay, all right, you guys. If you like this video, subscribe to this blog. Comment on this video below. What is your favorite Showa Godzilla movie that you've ever seen in your entire life? And support this blog. Subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. I am still active, and I will be doing the next Godzilla film that comes after that. Of course, one of the most my favorite of all time, King Kong versus Godzilla. And I will see you guys real soon.